Hello, welcome back to GameSpot's continuing coverage of E3 2015, live from the LA Convention Center right here in beautiful Los Angeles, California. I'm Daniel Dwyer, joined by Roland, my friend from Avalanche. Great job on the giant bomb stage last night. You held your own in a murderer's row of crazy people.
It was definitely a lot of crazy people there, but it was a lot of fun.
You guys are real busy over at Avalanche. Before we went live, we were talking about the Mad Max stuff, which is coming out
awesome.
real soon, actually.
Real soon.
But you're on the real crazy project, Just Cause 3. Rico Rodriguez is back.
He is back, and it is a beautiful, explosive, weird, creative sandbox.
We've only got you here for 15 minutes or so. I believe there's some sort of crazy interactive trailer madness we're going to kick off.
Yeah.
So let's get into it now so we can have it playing while we're chatting.
All right, I like it. So the idea here is we're just going to jump straight into Medici. This is a 400 square mile world. It is absolutely enormous, and like all the Just Cause games, you can go anywhere. So the beach over there, the mountains in the distance, that base all the way far in the distance you see right there. We're actually going to go check that out a little bit later as we go diving through all this. But of course the parachute is back. It is infinite, as it always has been.
You guys have stayed true to the grapple and parachute combination of Just Cause 2.
It is definitely there, and there's a little bit of story now why you have infinite grapple, infinite parachutes. It sucks back in this time. So there's a couple frames of animation there.
Okay, have you figured, you guys are also doing infinite C4 though.
Yeah, there's a lot of C4. Well, I mean, the idea of like having an explosion always at your fingertips, you don't want to go looking for it. So we decided we'll just give you a whole bunch of it, and you can plant it anywhere. It's like a planted explosive. But because of it, you actually have to land somewhere and plant it. So there's a little bit of, I wouldn't call it strategy. You know, it's not really that sort of subtle kind of game.
But it's not like you're just flailing grenades everywhere. Like
right, exactly.
Right. And it means that you don't have to put explosive barrels in literally every corner of the game.
There might be explosive barrels in literally every corner of the game. That's possible.
Let's talk about the setting, because obviously the Caribbean is the setting of what we think about with Just Cause. This is in the Mediterranean, though, right?
We are in the Mediterranean now, so it's a Mediterranean-inspired world. Like Panal, which was kind of a fictionalized island, we did the same thing with Medici.
So it's not quite Ibiza.
It's not quite Ibiza, but there was a lot of inspiration, south of France, Greece, Italy. I mean, it's been a ton of fun building the world. So here we go. We're going to look at a little bit of destruction here.
All right.
You can make a choice. So we're looking at the statue, which was one of the iconic pieces of propaganda.
Yes.
But we've done a relationship now with Havoc, which means that we've done all sorts of Havoc destruction. So the statue will destroy different ways every time. And you can choose any way you feel like destroying the statue.
Okay. Stop hitting yourself.
All right.
I like that one.
It's been a favorite for the team. And to be honest, I think a lot of people online have been liking this one. So, yeah, let's do it. So let's pick number 2 here.
The Farmer's Revenge looked good. As an Irishman, I can appreciate that.
It's good. It's a tractor with nitrous on it.
Oh, really?
So Rico grapples up here. We wanted to make it really seamless moving around the world, and we'll look a little bit more at that in a second. And here you'll see the multiple tethers. So instead of having one tether, you can now do multiple tethers in the world. We're planning somewhere between 5 and 6. Right now we have 6, but everything's about tuning in the end. And it's ridiculous. Huge chains of destruction because of it. And now you can actually control the tether. And of course it destroys in awesome ways. And the one thing that we won't destroy, though, we won't destroy the head. So you can grapple it around and use it as a wrecking ball.
Great.
Why not?
How many grapples can you do?
So right now we're planning kind of up to 6.
Oh my God.
But we're still tuning it to figure out what feels best.
Yes.
Because sometimes it starts getting just madness.
Yeah, presumably that's like in terms of, I don't pretend to be a programmer, but there's a lot of physics shit happening there, and with 6 grapples.
It's a lot of physics. I mean, there are times where simulating over 4 million objects at the same time.
Oh my goodness.
That's why it's a next-gen only game.
So you're able to stick grapples to 2 different things and then basically retract them?
Yeah, you can control the retract strength yourself. And that's on the left trigger all the time, and it just means that you fully control everything. And of course, we like explosions.
Man,
so that's the new gas station explosion. Part of it was like, well, we need to go bigger, right? And then we just kept going bigger. We would break the build. Well, you know, the populace doesn't love massive explosions as much as Rico does.
I think that's my favorite thing on Just Cause 1 and 2 is shooting someone's car and then like grappling onto it and just being like, it's like a bucking bronco style situation.
So this is a new wingsuit.
Excellent.
So after stabilizing the parachute, making it a real combat platform, you know, really fun and easy to shoot from, we needed another great traversal. So wingsuit feels amazing. It's really good. Combine that with the grapple, that you get to do the sorts of soaring through the world that is absolutely insane,
like
and
some
it feels
Spider-Man.
amazing. Yeah.
And what I really actually I've noticed here is I love how big Rico is, and also the depth of field you're working with him like sitting so far or so in the foreground.
Yeah, we played a lot with where our cameras are, how it moves. We wanted to give this like that giant open field, the enormous vistas that you're used to.
Yeah.
But with all that fidelity of next gen, like we have destruction even on our vegetation. We'll see a little bit later. You know, this kind of idea of being in this just epically beautiful place and then blowing the hell out of it.
One of the most interesting things that came out of Just Cause 2, especially on the PC, was that the modding community really grabbed it, and that sort of, what was it, 100-person multiplayer? Actually, you know what? Let's do our next choice first.
So here we're at like a port base. So this is kind of water base. We've done a whole new physicalized water system inside. So all these boats will come in. But right now we have these giant spherical fuel tanks.
Okay.
That we can blow up in pretty much any way you want.
It says a lot that I like the look of the bowling ball because of the physics, but I kind of want to see a jet. Let's do the jet.
The jet's hilarious.
Okay, all right. Was the bowling ball just like roll through?
The bowling ball we use our dual tethering because every single chaos object now actually is physicalized itself.
Yeah.
There's no health meter on it. So you can rip it and the constraints rip off
awesome.
and you can actually use it like a bowling ball and smash other things with it.
Or you can use a jet.
Or you can get on a jet and stunt straight out of it into parachute and use it like a giant bullet and just blow the hell out of the world. That spherical fuel tank explosion, I sat there with the guys being like, can you do something bigger? How about bigger than that? Bigger than that. Come on, bigger. They must have gotten sick of me. I think the VFX guys are like, stop. All right, here it is.
Yeah.
It's as big as humanly possible.
I like it. We talked a little bit, I started talking about the mods. Two questions about that, actually. One, multiplayer. What are you guys doing with that? Is it going to be the same scale as what they did in the modding community?
No, we really wanted to concentrate on the single-player experience, and the thing that really hit on Just Cause 2, and I know the multiplayer thing, people really love the idea of being out there, but we wanted to get the experience of sharing your videos. People do crazy things themselves, so they want to set up 9 different things all together and be able to do awesome stuff, and then share that stuff online. And we did a thing on JC2 with the PS3. Oh yeah, the vehicles are all new. Destruction to the fields.
Take out sunflowers, I like it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But
we wanted to get the modding feel more than anything else, which is a game that's your sandbox, do what you want. So we have tons of online features that are always tracking what you're doing, so longest time wingsuiting, how fast you can kill 5 people with an explosion.
Cool.
You know, all that stuff, and you can challenge your friends on it, and that kind of interactivity is there, but who's to say what's going to happen in the future?
Awesome. Let's pick the next one.
We're going to talk about a bridge. So we didn't just do destruction with chaos objects. We did it in the world itself. So even our enormous bridges you can take down, but they'll like come back so you can do it over and over again.
All right, I'm going to let you pick this one because you know which one is which one's taking your fancy.
The Hydra missile's awesome because you're in parachute shooting a shotgun style RPG.
Okay.
But I kind of like Chop Chop. I don't think we've really seen that as much. It's our new helicopter, and it like just wreaks havoc. It has both miniguns and missiles on it.
Excellent.
Kind of awesome.
All right, let's check out
number 2.
Chop Chop. I think that's the Ride the Waves looks good as well. But that's a pretty good way of breaking into a helicopter. Just shoot the door open.
Yeah, we took away the interactions right there, and there's still a little bit of gameplay because you have to be careful getting into a militarized vehicle.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a pause, and you can still get shot on it. But it's quick and it's violent because Rico uses explosions to open a door.
Oh man, bad news. That's like what happens whenever I play like Bridge Construction Simulator. Are you guys got a poor dude on the motorbike?
He didn't see it in time and kept driving.
He should have seen that coming. It was like a military helicopter.
He was like, if Rico is here, I shouldn't go anywhere that could be destroyed.
GTFO. Are you guys doing anything with like people being able to like share clips? Obviously on the next-gen consoles, that's a big thing.
Next-gen consoles are already there, and they have a button that literally does it for you. And they're recording already, so it was all inbuilt. In fact, when we first sat down with Sony and Microsoft, saying, oh, okay, we want to do this new game, they're like, oh, here's our new console.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, it's just
you've
a
done
perfect
it already.
marriage. Thank you. So I think it's going to be awesome. I mean, already some of the like YouTubers out there and the Twitch streams that we've done, the fans have been amazing about it, and we're getting in the hands of YouTubers now to start playing with the build and messing around. And
then by the time it comes out.
Here's the new stunting, so you're no longer fixed anywhere. So you can just walk around wherever you want, backflip off of that, use it as an explosion. It's awesome. And we're going to go now from a plane over to a motorcycle.
Motorbike, awesome.
We're going to head up to that base we looked at earlier that was off in the distance. This base is really more about highly vertical. You can do combat from motorcycles. Enemies can ride motorcycles and fight you on it. They can lean out of windows and shoot you. All of our vehicles are now hinged parts and deformations. We have this awesome new vehicle system. We redid the vehicles from scratch.
That's
so
awesome.
They're weighty, you can drift them, you can after-touch them in the air. We've done mods against it, so any vehicle that you collect in the world, you can then add nitrous or Knight Rider inspired turbo jump.
Great.
Which basically means any vehicle you can just jump. So imagine like a tractor, you can just nitrous around and jump
Great.
it.
Yep,
So this is our next one.
Just like my dad used to. What we got here?
Where do you want to go? We're going to enter this base in a Madman style.
I like a tank. Let's go with
right.
overkill is underrated. Just last question on the modding front, just because I'm a massive modder myself as well, or a user of mods rather. Obviously, the PC crowd are probably going to go and do crazy stuff, make their big multiplayer stuff. We saw with the Fallout guys that they're actually, Microsoft's allowing them to bring that stuff over onto the consoles. If there was ever that stuff being made on PC, do you guys have any pipeline for getting that onto the Xbox One?
We've been wanting to do quite a lot of that stuff for a while. We're not announcing anything there yet, but a lot of the devs that work on the game and a lot of us in general who work in games came out of the modding community. We came out of messing with games, and we would want to support that as much as possible. And it's such a nice thing. I mean, JC2, so many mods on it. That's the greatest thing in the world, is to have someone mod your game. It means they love it. That's their personal time. They want to spend their personal time, so we're going to do everything we can to make sure it's easy to mess around with the game as much as possible.
Another cool thing, I remember when the guys at GameSpot went to play this at Judges Week, you guys turned on the dev tools to allow them to sort of do whatever they want. I was actually playing the first Crackdown last week, and I remember that they had this Keys to the City mode, which basically allowed you, it turned off achievements and all that stuff, but allowed you to spawn weapons, spawn stuff, put on God mode. Do you guys ever think you just let that stuff happen in the game? Just kind of hey, you know what, maybe somebody just wants to blow up some crap. Maybe it looks like you guys are kind of already servicing that, but
there's a lot of that.
Do you have any plans to allow some sort of a dev tool mode in the game?
We've talked about it a lot, and actually a lot of our design is inspired in that way anyways. So we've actually been sitting there, and even our Rebel Drop systems, our ability to get a vehicle, any weapon that you want, you actually drop them all at the same time, and there's no cutscene, and it just shows up in a box on the ground. You're like, I want a jet right now and an RPG, and you're like, boom, right there.
So you kind of already built it into the gameplay.
Yeah, and we kind of add a little bit of the story around how that works, but yeah, we wanted to put it in there, but we've been talking a lot about supporting this game for a long time to come. Square Enix is an amazing partner in that. They want this game to live on. They see 400,000 or 500,000 people still playing JC2.
Wow.
So they're saying, this game lived
5 years
for
ago.
5 years.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're going to support this game for a long time, which is great news for devs because we love making this game.
Awesome, Roland. Thank you so much for your time today. Very much looking forward to playing with Rico Rodriguez. Yeah, sure. Why not? Thanks very much, and best of luck finishing out the game.
I appreciate it.
We're going to be here on the E3 show floor all day long. All day long. If you're watching this in the US, hey, how you doing? Good morning. Good afternoon. If you're watching this in Europe, don't go to sleep. We've got so much stuff happening today. I got Lou Stoddard on for Skylanders Supercharged. I've talked to Lou Stoddard 3 years in a row on the E3 stage. We got Riggs on, we got FIFA and Madden. And then later on today, I'll be back on with Sean Murray from No Man's Sky. Stick around. Next up, Lou Stoddard with Skylanders Supercharged. Stay there.